Alright, so today's video is going to be about disconnected gaming. Now I know, because that's what the title is down there, but I was thinking this morning, okay, I have the house to myself, I have the morning to do whatever I want. I'm going to play a video game, but I just can't pick a video game to play. And the reason why that is, the whole reason why I can't pick a video game to play is I have this disconnect issue with these games, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one that does it or if other people are feeling it too. But what I mean by a disconnect game is you play a game, like for instance you play Final Fantasy 15 or The Division or Metal Gear, and you sit there and you play the game when it was first released, and let's say you beat it. You spend the 8 hours or whatever it is that it takes to beat it, and you beat it. You play it till you get to that point where you have gotten everything you wanted out of the game, and you put it up on the shelf. Maybe you go back and play it once in a while, and that's where I feel the disconnect. Because, all these games nowadays, they always do, patches and updates and, expansions and stuff like that. And expansions I'm okay with, because like with The Witcher, you sit there and you get this whole new experience, this whole new area, this whole new thing to go run around in, and that's amazing. Because The Witcher, I went back and played all of their expansions. That's okay. So expansions I don't have an issue with. The issue I have right now is the fact that these updates, these new game modes, they really don't help because I've disconnected from the game. I've walked away from it. I've played it, I beat it, I'm done. Like recently, Final Fantasy 15 dropped their Chocobo Carnival. I don't care about the Chocobo Carnival. I already beat that game. And maybe that's not a good example because the ending of that game instantly gave me a disconnect from it. It's like, really? This is what they give me at the end of the game? This convoluted, mixed up hodgepodge of cutscenes? So that's a disconnect right there. But still, I don't care enough about a Chocobo Carnival, and I love Chocobos, I love Mogs, to go back and play the game again. And it's the same thing with The Division. I played the hell out of The Division when that first dropped. And, I went back and checked it out when they put it in the underground. I went back and checked out, what the Survivor mode or whatever they call it. Those were fun. But still, there was still that disconnect that got me. I mean, if the game, like, let's take The Division or Final Fantasy, for example. If that game was released with all the content that they have come out with at release, I would still be playing them because there wouldn't be that disconnect. Like, okay, I beat the game. It's done. It's over with. No more. I lost my train of thought there because I was thinking about everything. But that's just the thing. Like, back in the day, like the Castlevania, like the old Castlevanias, the old, what's the other word I'm looking for? I had a whole list of games that I had. Castlevanias, the original Final Fantasies, any game really before this whole DLC and we patched it so now there's more stuff in there. Those games I never had a disconnect with because I would sit there and say, okay, everything that I need, everything that this game provides is already in this package. You pop it in, you play it, you do everything you possibly can, and then you're done with the game. The old Metal Gears, the old Final Fantasies, the old hell, even like Maximo and Legend of Zelda for the 64 and stuff like that. Everything you could do was in that game. And it was awesome because you could sit there and you can say, okay, I'm close to the end. Guess what? Now I'm going to go back and do all this other stuff. So you would go back and do all the other stuff and you would sit there and you go, okay, now that I have everything that I can get in the game, I'm going to go beat the boss. And you beat the boss and you got the satisfaction because it's like, okay, I got everything I need. I got everything I could in this game. Now I'm going to go beat the boss. And you beat the boss, and congratulations, you beat the game. The game goes on the shelf, and you have that pleasant experience. You have that, okay, I actually completed this game. I did everything I could in it. But nowadays, you don't get that anymore with video games because you sit there and you say, okay, it still is the same concept, the same like Final Fantasy. Okay, I'm close to the end. I'm going to go back in time using the stupid Umbra, the time-traveling dog, which is the biggest gimmick I've ever seen in video games. It's like, we don't have an end game for this, or we don't have an after game for this, and we want an after game. Let's put a time-traveling dog in there. But anyway, I digress. Did the same thing with Final Fantasy. Played all the way up to the end, said, okay, now I can go back in time. So I went back in time, and I started doing everything else. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm done. Beat the game. Final cutscene plays. Awesome. I don't care to go back to that game. I really don't. Whether they put in, multiplayer or, the Chocobo Carnival. I really don't have the want because I disconnected from that game. I said I beat it. I've played it. There's nothing more for me to do in it. Yeah, I can go run around and, ooh, I've been here before, but there's just no... I'm frustrated. I'm really, really frustrated because I want to play games. I love games. That is my time to decompress. That is my time to zone out, void of the world, and play a game. But I can't go back and play any of these games because I'm done with them. And I don't care if they added, multiplayer, if they added new zones, or they added, stuff like this, because I already played the story. Video games differ from movies and books, because, you're watching a movie and you pause it. You get up, you walk away, go flip over the laundry, go get something to eat, and you come back and you play it, and it's okay because you have not seen that movie yet and you haven't completed the story. It's the same thing with a book. You're reading a book, you put it down, you go to work, you go to school, you come home, you pick up that book again because you're still connected to that book because you haven't finished it. And if you read that book a second time, you might put it down for a couple of weeks and pick it up again because there's still those little things you might have missed. And the same thing can be said with video games. Oh, well, you might have missed something. It's like, I got the major plot points. I don't have to go back and spend another 8 hours replaying a video game to catch every little thing I missed. And most people, if you've seen a movie 10 times, you sit there, you let the movie play in the background while you're doing something else. Or you sit there and you gotta go to the bathroom. You don't pause the movie you've seen 10 times because you've seen it 10 times. You just get up and you go to the bathroom. And that is my major problem with modern video games, is that whole added content. That whole thing like, oh, well, you beat this game already. You played it. You enjoyed it. Come back and play this new mode. And it's like, no. I'm done with this game. I got Final Fantasy 15, I got the Phantom Pain, I got Tom Clancy, I got a bunch of other games that I downloaded from the PlayStation Network. Some of them had DLC, some of them have had, add-ons and patches and stuff like that. But even when I go back in and play them, it's like, why am I playing this? This is done. Especially in the genre of video games. There's so many new games coming out at so many different times, and you have options to go play new ones. Why would we go back and play a game that we already beat? I know they do it under the concept that, okay, you bought this game, here's more content for it because you bought it and you deserve more content for it. Even if you have to pay for the content, you deserve to pay for the content. But it's like that content doesn't draw me in with modern video games. It's like the whole thing that draws me in with video games is the package saying, on this disc, there is an adventure. There is joy, there is wonderment, there is horror, there is, tears and masturbation. Sure, why not? We'll throw that one in there. In this package is everything you need to enjoy the game. And you play it. And you enjoy it, or you don't. And then, with me, personally, there's a disconnect from that game. I beat it, I played it, I enjoyed it, I'm done with it. And then, there's also this little thing in me that said, oh, but you like that game so much, now there's a new DLC, or there's a new patch, or there's a new update, you should go back and check it out. So I do. Like with The Division, with the Phantom Pain, and stuff like that, I went back and checked it out, but that disconnect kept me from, playing it. It's like I played a couple hours in the Underground, and it was like, okay, this is a bunch of the same thing. Metal Gear Solid, they patched all the time, and it's like, oh, now you can get a level 6 weapon, and it's like, I don't need a level 6 weapon because my level 5 weapon is, okay. But let's talk about Metal Gear Phantom Pain for a moment. Metal Gear Phantom Pain was a great game. I played the shit out of it, and I kept playing the shit out of it. I played it until I unlocked everything and got everything done, and I think I still have, stealth mission or the pure stealth missions to do till I complete it, but those are a pain in the ass, and I don't want to go do that right now. But it was awesome. But then they release patches where, oh, here's some new weapons and here's some new stuff that you can get. It's like, okay, cool. And I'm like, I don't really need that stuff. I disconnected from it. I stopped playing that game because there was no reason to play it anymore. Even though they gave me new weapons and new stuff to get. I'm not a completionist, so I don't have to get everything in the game. But, and like I logged onto it the other day, or I popped it in the other day, and I went to play it, and there was so many new things. But my mother base was so underpowered when it was max powered when I left it. Now it's so underpowered that I have to spend another 8 hours, capturing soldiers to try to level up my base to get the new stuff, and that is not right. That is people fishing to keep you involved in their game, to maybe purchase something from the store, to maybe, do something. And that, in my head, is wrong. Because you're no longer having fun. At least I'm no longer having fun. If I gotta sit there and play Metal Gear for another 8 hours to level up my mother base to get everything done, I'm not playing the story. I'm not, not experiencing anything new. I'm doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again to get the top tier shit. And to me, that is not what gaming's about. I mean, I guess what it comes down to me is what gaming's about is experiencing the story, enjoying the world, enjoying the story, doing as much puppy loving as you can. Look at that puppy. He's a good dog. Anyway, but I long for the good old days. Somebody told me about member berries, and yeah. But yeah, just the good old days where you could buy a disc and everything that game was on that disc, and you would play it and you would enjoy it until you were done with the story, done with it. I know maybe after the story you're like, okay, well, your friend tells you, oh, well, did you know if you go to this cave in this part of the world you can get this thing? And you're like, oh, I never knew that. So you turn it back on and you go there. And it wasn't really like a new patch or a new download. It was just something that was already there that you missed. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be, hey, our game was super short and super mundane and the story didn't make sense. Here's a patch to fix that, or here's, this. And the sad thing is, Final Fantasies are doing that. The new Final Fantasy did that, and that really sets an all-time low for the industry. The fact that this flagship, property, the IP, this flagship IP that has been known for excellence throughout the years. Okay, it's dwindled within the last few years, but before that, excellent. Like, this is the top tier of gaming. For them to do that, for them to say, yeah, our ending was a mess, but we'll patch it to fix it, is an all-time low for the industry. Because that shouldn't happen. A game should be clean, crisp, and polished at release. And everything extra, all the DLCs, all the, add-ons and the patches should come not 2-3 months after the game's release, because most people have that game beat and it's already on the shelf. It should come, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the release, so people don't get that instant disconnect in their head saying, I am done with this, I don't want to play it anymore. And that's my issue, is I have all these games that I can go back and play, but I don't want to because I'm done with them. Who the fuck cares? If they put in a new, Coliseum or a new battleground, or if they, added, oh, now you can take pictures with, the camera anytime you want. It's like, who cares? That would have been great if I had that when I started the game. But no, I beat the game already. It's done. It's over with. Who cares if I can go back and take pictures? I don't. One of you might out there. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying my view on this is the fact that the whole DLC add-on, bonus material shouldn't be a thing. It should be included in the game when you bought it. Even if you have to wait an extra year for the game to be released, and even if you have to pay an extra $20 for the game to be released, that would be awesome, because guess what? You already are. You buy the game for $59.99, and then you pay another $25, $30 for the season pass. You're already paying $80 for that game. I'd rather have it where I wait, 2-3 extra years for this game to come out, and then pay $80 for it and enjoy the shit out of the game. Not suffer that disconnect saying, okay, well, now I gotta wait for them to add new shit so I can go back and enjoy it. Because I really don't. As soon as they add new shit, I go back, check it out, go, this would have been good if it was part of the original game. but it's not. And now I don't care.